Welcome back to another console collector video. Hey everybody, console collector here. Today we're going to take a quick look at the rare and uncommon GameCube games. I've had a lot of requests. Hey console collector, what are the rare and uncommon games on the Nintendo GameCube? We know about the Cubivores, the Gotcha Force, the Pokemon Box, and even Fire Emblem. But I'm talking about low print games that had poor sales, and games that you may just never have seen. Now, this video is based on my personal experience collecting the set, a little bit of my own opinion, and some research I've done. There's some games that I've had several copies of that some of you may have never seen. For instance, Disney Sports Basketball, I've had 4 of those, and I know people that have never seen one. So again, this video is just to help you guys out. I wouldn't take it as gospel. So one other thing too is we're not going to be talking about special variants like the Cubix Blockbuster set, the Metroid Prime Wind Waker combo, or even the 2-packs like the Sonic Adventure 2-pack. I'm going to stick just to the mainline games. So let's take a look. We're going to start off here, and I'm just going to go through game by game and point out the rare or uncommon games. First one to point out is Alien Hominid. I'd put this in the category of uncommon. You will see it around, but not very often. Next one here, Animaniacs. This one is borderline rare, definitely uncommon. I personally have only seen one copy, and that's my own. Believe it or not, Aquaman, I believe, would fall into the uncommon category. This one here, Auto Modelista. I never know if I'm saying that right, but this game is definitely uncommon. Now here's one that I'd say is pretty rare. Low print, it's Backyard Sports Baseball 2007. Not to be confused with Backyard Baseball. This one is around, not really common, but it's around. This one, I'd say, is pretty rare. Another uncommon game, I'd say, is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. These games have gotten some notoriety in the last little while, but the Bait and Kaitos games, I'd say they're uncommon. A little expensive. Batman Dark Tomorrow is uncommon. This game I've only seen a handful of copies. Billy Hatcher is more on the uncommon side, but it's gotten more notoriety. Can't speak tonight. So it's definitely one of the more known uncommon games. I think we're good there. Bomberman Jetters and Bomberman Generation. Most people don't even know there's Bomberman games on the GameCube, and they fall into the uncommon category. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This game is definitely uncommon. Moving along, another uncommon game is Carmen Sandiego. Chaos Field was a pretty low print game. I think it's borderline rare. I know it appeared in a certain video, Hidden Gems video, a couple years back, which kind of brought it into the limelight. City Racer. This game I've only seen one copy of, and that's my own. So I'd say it's very uncommon. Something I wanted to point out here that I experienced myself was finding a black label copy of The Wrath of Cortex was extremely difficult. I only see Player's Choice copies out there. So something to keep in mind. And here, of course, we have Cubivore. Everyone knows this is a very rare, low print Atlas game. This game here, Cubix, Robots for Everyone. From the research I've done, this is the lowest printed GameCube game. So definitely rare. One of the rarest, in my opinion. There's really never even any online on Amazon or eBay. So keep your eyes out for Cubix. Next one, I'm going to say Dinotopia. This game I've never seen out in the wild. I got this one from a game store, actually. So I'd say it's borderline rare. Uncommon, borderline rare. I should point out Digimon Rumble Arena 2. This is another game that's kind of gotten more attention in the last little while, but it's definitely uncommon. And I guess I should point out Def Jam Fight for New York. It's gotten really expensive. It is a lower printed game. Moving on in order, we have, of course, Disney Sports Basketball. It is a low print game, not the rarest game, but it is low print, and it's really gotten expensive. People have found out that the Disney Sports games are all very low print. As well as Disney Sports Football. That's one you probably never find in the wild. I actually found Disney Sports Skateboarding in the wild, as well as soccer. So I feel like you got a better chance of finding those two out there. Moving on, and I'd say Dora the Explorer is not common, not really uncommon, but it's just one that you don't see around very much. Dragon's Lair 3D, this is one that you don't see around very much. Dr. Muto, this game personally, for me, up in Canada, I've only seen one copy, and I looked for a while. Ed, Edd n Eddy, this game was one of the last games I ever got. I think it was like the 7th last game or something I got. It took me a long time to find this one. Now here's some uncommon sports games. MLS Extra Time 2002, as well as ESPN International Winter Sports. Uncommon games. Some more games you never really see or hear people talk about. Evolution Skateboarding and Evolution Snowboarding. F1 2002 was another game that I could not track down very easily. Moving on. I gotta mention Fireblade, another uncommon game. And of course, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. And Freaky Flyers, this is one that I had problems finding, and I feel like it's fairly uncommon. Next up, just winging it here, kinda. Goblin Commander. Yeah, there's one that you don't see every day. This was a pretty difficult one for me to find. Go-Go Hypergrind. I would say this is rare. It's gotten fairly expensive being Atlas, but you never see this game. It's even hard to find one online. Here we got Gotcha Force, another one that's pretty mainstream now, known for being rare, low print. Groove Rider Slot Car Thunder. This seems like some kind of filler title, but it's a game that I just never seen around. Believe it or not, the first Harry Potter, it's actually getting pretty expensive. It's the rarest of the Harry Potter games, that's for sure. Harvest Moon, Another Wonderful Life. I just wanted to mention this one because it's the rarest of the Harvest Moon games on Gamecube. Hello Kitty, I'm going to say it's uncommon. I think it's kind of in that same category as Hello Kitty on Wii U. People found out about that game and started buying up all the Hello Kitties on Gamecube. Home Run King. This is an uncommon game. Hot Wheels X Velocity. I never see this game around. Ikaruga, that's a pretty expensive game. It is lower print, but again, that's a mainstream game that everyone knows about. iNinja, I got this one in a huge lot many years ago, and I've never seen another one. Moving along. I'm going to point out Judge Dredd. It's a game you never see around. King Arthur. Another game that you really never see. Knockout Kings. This is one that I've only seen a handful of times. Less and less as time passes. Looney Tunes Back in Action. This is a game that I never seen and I've only seen a handful of copies. Lost Kingdoms 1 and 2 are kind of known that they're on the rarer side. They have gotten pretty expensive. Lotus Challenge. This is a game that I've only seen one copy of, and you're looking at it. I just want to point out really quick that Madden 08 is the final GameCube game that was ever released. Moving along, I want to point out Metalbots Infinity. This game is definitely uncommon. It's slowly climbing in price as well. Next game, Mega Man X Collection. It's uncommon, but it's gotten really expensive on the Gamecube. Metal Arms, I'd put into the uncommon category. This game, MLB Slugfest 2004. This was one of the final games I got as well. I looked on Amazon, eBay, local game stores, Facebook pages. I could not find this game anywhere. Anytime I even look on eBay just to follow Gamecube still, there's rarely ever a single copy complete online. So keep your eyes open for Slugfest 2004. Not 2003, 2004. Next up, going along the list here, I want to say this one's fairly uncommon. There's a couple of Namco Museum games, or there's this one, which is very common. But the 50th anniversary, this is one you don't really see anywhere. Moving along, obviously one of the lowest printed games, NCAA 2K3 college basketball. Very rare. As we move along, games are all pretty generic, common, easy to find. I want to just point out the 3 one-piece games. Grand Adventure, Grand Battle, and Pirates Carnival. I did have a little bit of trouble finding these 3, so I put those in the uncommon category. Moving along, Pac-Man World Race. This is just a game, I wouldn't say it's uncommon, but it's one you don't see around. Now here's one. Oh, before we do that, actually, sorry. The Phantasy Star Online games. They're expensive, I want to say. I see them all the time, but they are expensive. This one here, that nobody ever talks about. PK Out of the Shadows. This game was very hard for me to track down, and I just never see it anywhere. So keep your eyes open for that. Apparently I can't get it back in there now. And this is another game that you look on eBay, and you're lucky to find a copy. So obviously we got Pokemon Box here. Very rare. Moving along. Powerpuff Girls. This is another very uncommon game. Borderline rare. I had a lot of trouble finding that, actually. Moving along here. Here we go. This is one of the rarest GameCube games. Rally Championship. This game is another one that's slowly growing in popularity, and people are realizing how rare it is. But holy cow, this game took me months to track down a copy. It was crazy. I ended up finding one, luckily, on a Facebook group, and that's this copy. So yeah, Rally Championship. Watch out for that one. Another very uncommon game, borderline rare, I'm going to say, is this Red Card 2003. It's from Midway, so it's kind of like the fun, action-packed, goofy kind of sports games like NHL Hits or NHL Blitz. One you just never see. Rain of Fire, I'm going to say it's slightly above common. It's just another title you don't see very much. Ribbit King, I'm going to say this is borderline rare, but this is another one that's hit the mainstream, so a lot of people know about it, and it's gone up in price. Road Trip, another game that you just never see. Rugrats Royal Ransom, this is a game that I had trouble finding. I'm going to say it's uncommon. For me, Sega Soccer Slam, this was the final GameCube game I was able to find. I have seen the odd copy on eBay, but yeah, this is one that I had trouble tracking down. Shrek Super Party. Yeah, I know, Shrek, right? This game for me was difficult to find. Moving on, we got Skies of Arcadia. It's expensive. I don't think it's rare. There's always copies around, but it is expensive. Smashing Drive. This is just a really weird game that you never see. Moving along. I'm going to put Speed Kings in here just because it's one of those just games that blended in that nobody really knows about. Here's a good one. Spirit and Spells. This game is very rare. This is very hard to track down, and it's rare to find a copy online. Continuing on, I think that's it for there. Let's talk about Summoner, Goddess Reborn. This game, I'd say, is uncommon. Moving along. This stuff's all pretty generic. Stuff that I've seen around a lot. Here we go. Top Angler. This game is very uncommon, borderline rare. And down to here, I'm going to point out Tube Slider. Uncommon game. Then we got Ultimate Muscle. This game is rare. You never see it. Virtual Quest. I'm going to put this game as rare. This is another one that is rarely online. You don't see these copies. I've only seen one, and it's this one. Virtual Striker 2002. This is another game that I feel like is pretty rare. At least for me, in my experience. And then Zatch Bell Momato Fury. This game has been up for debate with people on how rare it is. Personally, whenever I looked for this game for a good solid year, I could not find a copy. I ended up finding a sealed copy on eBay that I had to get just because it's the only copy I could find. At the time it was pretty cheap, but now this game's kind of gone up in price. Don't confuse it with Mamoto Battles. That game you see around. And I think we're going to end it off with Zoids. I scored this game for $10 on a buy and sell page on Facebook before Gamecube really took off. It's pretty expensive now, and I'm going to say it's rare. Alright, so that's it for the Gamecube rarities. Let everybody know what you guys think. What's rare and what's uncommon. Again, everyone's opinions may be a little bit different, or experiences. Alright everybody, that's going to wrap up today's video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be sure to check out my other videos. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Be sure to follow me on social media. You can find me on Facebook, Console Collector, Instagram, _console_collector, Twitch, Console Collector, Twitter, Console Collector 1. Thanks again for watching. I am the Console Collector, and until the next video, happy gaming.